The Astra Solis hummed softly in the emptiness of space, its silver hull reflecting the distant glow of a nearby star. Inside the bridge, Captain Marina Voss leaned back in her chair, eyes scanning the control panel that displayed their route through the outer rim. She had been the captain of the ship for nearly 10 years. And every line on her face told stories of long nights, difficult choices, and the weight of responsibility. Her crew trusted her completely. But sometimes, she wondered if her experience had made her too cautious. The ship shuddered slightly, a reminder that even in the calm of deep space, danger was never far away. A soft beep announced a message from the communications deck. Marina straightened, tapping the console. "Incoming crew report," said the automated voice. Marina frowned. She knew most of the new recruits. But this one, Eli Kale, the ship's newest engineer, had a reputation that preceded him. Only 22, and already highly skilled with quantum engines. Some officers whispered that he was brilliant. Others said he was reckless. Marina didn't know what to think yet. The door hissed open, and a young man stepped in. His uniform was slightly loose, as if he had grown faster than the tailoring allowed, and his brown hair fell into his eyes in a casual way that somehow made him look both youthful and confident. He gave a polite nod to Marina. "Captain Voss," he said. His voice was steady, but there was a spark of curiosity behind it. "I'm Eli Kale, reporting for duty." Marina studied him. "You're younger than most of my engineers," she said carefully. "Are you ready for the responsibilities of this mission?" Eli met her gaze. "I've been trained for this, Captain. I won't let the team down." There was something in his tone that made her pause. Youthful determination. Confidence. Perhaps even stubbornness. She couldn't quite decide whether it was a good thing or a risk. "Very well," she said. "Follow me. I'll show you to the engineering deck." The corridors of the Astra Solis were quiet, save for the soft hum of the ship's engines. Marina led Eli past rows of glowing panels and data terminals. Every corner of the ship had been touched by human hands. Repairs, upgrades, small, personal touches by crew members who had made this vessel their home. Eli's eyes darted around in fascination. "It's bigger than I imagined," he said. "And all these systems? It's amazing." Marina smiled faintly. "It's not just size that matters. It's how you understand it. How you handle it when it fails. Or when the unexpected happens. That's what makes a good engineer. And a good crew member." He nodded earnestly. "I understand, Captain. I want to learn from the best." She looked at him, noting the eagerness in his eyes. "I hope so." Space doesn't forgive mistakes easily. They arrived at the engineering deck, a large space filled with consoles, diagnostic panels, and the gentle pulse of the quantum drive. Marina introduced him to the rest of the team. "This is Eli Kale, our new engineer," she said. A few heads turned, nodding politely. Most were older, with years of experience etched into their expressions. Some looked skeptical. A few offered polite smiles. Eli returned each one with an easy confidence that seemed to put them slightly on edge. "Welcome aboard," said Chief Engineer Rona, a tall woman with streaks of silver in her hair. "Let's hope you're as good as they say." Eli grinned. "I'll do my best," Marina observed silently. There was potential in him. She could see that. But she also saw a certain boldness, a willingness to take risks that sometimes led to brilliance or disaster. The first few days went smoothly. Eli worked diligently, familiarizing himself with the systems, learning the quirks of the ship. Marina watched from the bridge, noting how he approached problems differently from the others, sometimes unconventional, sometimes startlingly clever. Then came the first real test. A meteor storm had appeared on their radar while they were passing through a sparsely mapped sector. The ship's shields and navigation systems were functional, but one of the older quantum drives began to falter under the strain. Marina called an emergency meeting on the bridge. "We have a failing drive," she said. "Eli, I want you on it. Rona, assist him. Everyone else, prepare for evasive maneuvers." Eli nodded. moving quickly to the engineering bay. His hands flew over the console, checking data, rerouting energy, recalibrating systems. The others watched, impressed. "Captain," he called after a few tense minutes. "I think I've got it. I need 30 seconds to run the override sequence." Marina's eyes narrowed. "Do it." "We don't have more time." Eli tapped commands with steady precision. Lights flickered across the deck as the quantum drive whined under the strain. The ship shook violently. But slowly. The warning lights stopped blinking. Systems stabilized. "Drive is back online," Eli reported, breathless but smiling. "We're good to go." The crew erupted in applause. Marina allowed herself a small smile. She approached Eli in the engineering bay. "You did well," she said. "You saved the ship and the crew." He shrugged modestly. "I just did what needed to be done." Marina studied him, realizing that despite his youth, there was a maturity and intelligence that couldn't be taught. Perhaps she had underestimated him. For the rest of the day, she found herself thinking about him not in a personal way, just curiosity. His methods, his ideas, the way he approached problems with fearlessness and creativity. It was refreshing to see someone who didn't just follow orders but contributed something new. Later, as she returned to her quarters, she reflected on her own life. Being captain meant being responsible for every decision, every life aboard the Astra Solis. She had faced countless crises, made hard choices, and learned the value of experience. And yet, here was Eli, challenging her assumptions not through words, but through actions. She shook her head, smiling faintly. "Too young," she muttered to herself. But she knew better than to dismiss potential based on age alone. That night, Eli sat in the observation lounge, staring out at the stars. He thought about the day's events, the meteor storm, and the first moments he had spent aboard the ship. He had come prepared, trained for emergencies, but the thrill of being tested for real was unlike anything he had imagined. He thought about Marina not with childish admiration, but with respect. She was formidable, intelligent, and sharp. She expected the best from everyone. And he wanted to prove he could deliver. "Age doesn't matter," he whispered to himself. "Only what you're willing to do, and what you're capable of." Somewhere deep in the ship, the Astra Solis continued its journey through the quiet void, carrying its crew toward unknown adventures. And for the first time, Marina and Eli both sensed that something was beginning, not just a partnership of skill, but a connection that might grow into trust, respect, and perhaps something more. The stars stretched endlessly before them, a reminder that the universe was vast, dangerous, and full of possibilities. And in that vastness, two humans, one seasoned, one young, had already begun to make their mark. The Astra Solis sailed silently through the darkness, stars glinting like scattered diamonds against the black canvas of space. Captain Marina Voss sat on the bridge, her fingers tracing the edge of her chair as she studied the ship's latest sensor reports. For weeks, the crew had been navigating a relatively calm sector, giving them time to repair systems, train, and adjust to life aboard the ship. But the quiet was about to end. A sudden alert beep cut through the hum of the bridge, a distress signal weak, irregular, and coming from an uncharted system far beyond the Federation's mapped routes. Marina's eyes narrowed. "Patch it through," she commanded. The communications officer, a calm and precise woman named Lyra, worked quickly. The signal was garbled, broken, but a faint human voice could be heard. "This is Colony Station Series, emergency, system failure, help." Marina exhaled slowly. "It's old, and it's far," she said. "We can't ignore it. Prepare an away team. I'll lead it myself." There was a murmur among the officers. Uncharted space was dangerous. Unknown stars meant unknown threats. But Marina's voice left no room for debate. Eli Kale, who had been observing from the engineering console, stepped forward. "Captain, I want to go," he said, voice firm. "If the systems are failing, I can help stabilize them. I need to be there." Marina turned, her expression guarded. She had seen this determination in him before. But this was different. This was dangerous. "Eli, you're too young for this mission," she said. "The conditions are unknown. There could be radiation, structural collapse, or age doesn't matter to love or to saving lives." Eli interrupted softly, eyes steady. His words hung in the bridge for a moment, simple but strong. Marina blinked. His tone wasn't disrespectful, only earnest. She saw determination in his eyes that went beyond youth. It was courage, intelligence, and heart all at once. She knew that he was ready, even if she wasn't completely ready to admit it. "Very well," she said finally. "You're coming. But stay close. One mistake, and you're back on the ship immediately." Eli nodded, a faint smile appearing at the corner of his lips. "Understood, Captain." The away team gathered in the shuttle bay. Marina, Eli, and two others, Lieutenant Rena and Sergeant Jalen, stepped into the small, sleek craft designed for planetary landings. The shuttle's engines roared as it detached from the Astra Solis and dove into the darkness toward the uncharted system. The journey was tense. Each member of the team monitored the instruments, aware that every signal could be a hazard or a clue. The distress signal pulsed intermittently, like a heartbeat struggling to survive in the vastness of space. When the shuttle finally emerged into orbit around the unknown planet, the team was met with a startling sight. The colony was small, abandoned, or at least seemingly so. Domed structures dotted the rocky landscape, many with lights flickering weakly. Communication systems were failing, and the air shimmered with electromagnetic interference that made their instruments unreliable. "This is worse than I expected," Marina said, her voice low. "Stay sharp. We don't know what caused this." Eli moved closer to one of the flickering panels. "These readings. It's almost as if someone or something is trying to send a message," he said. His fingers danced across his portable scanner, analyzing the strange patterns. Rena frowned. "A message? From who?" Eli shook his head. "I don't know yet, but it's deliberate. Someone or something is reaching out." Marina studied him, silently impressed. Even in this strange and frightening environment, Eli's mind was sharp, and his curiosity was focused on helping. She realized she had underestimated him again. The team descended to the colony in the shuttle. The air was cold, and the faint hum of failing machinery created an eerie atmosphere. Buildings were intact but showed signs of neglect, broken panels, dust-covering consoles, and a faint smell of ozone from unstable power sources. As they explored, Eli's skills became crucial. He quickly identified unstable power conduits and rewired them to prevent further surges. He moved confidently through corridors that even Marina hesitated to enter. "You're fast," she said, following him. "But don't take unnecessary risks." "I won't," Eli replied. "I just need to stabilize the systems. Once the colony is secure, we can find out what happened." They reached the main control hub of the colony, where a massive console flickered with dying lights. Eli knelt and began analyzing the data. He traced the signal to a set of encrypted transmissions that didn't match any known human technology. "Captain, these aren't just system failures," he said. "Something alien interference. And it's not hostile. Yet, they're trying to communicate. But their signals are unstable." Marina leaned closer, studying the strange code. "We're the first humans here in decades. Everything about this colony. It's a mystery. We need to proceed carefully." Eli smiled faintly. "Careful? Yes. But we can fix this. We just need to understand it first." As night fell, the team set up temporary lights and sleeping quarters in one of the domes. Marina stood at a viewport, looking at the swirling colors of the alien sky. She felt a sense of unease, but also excitement. The universe was bigger and stranger than she had imagined, and humanity's place in it was far from fully discovered. Eli joined her, holding a small tablet displaying the signals he had been decoding. "Look at this," he said. "It's like a language. but based on energy patterns instead of words. If I can stabilize the signal, we might actually communicate. End quote. Marina nodded. Do it, carefully. Every step counts. He worked through the night, adjusting circuits, rerouting energy, and using his knowledge of quantum engineering to bridge the gap between human and alien technology. Marina watched him, silently reflecting. He was younger, yes, but his mind was already extraordinary. Courage and intelligence didn't always come with age. By the time dawn broke over the jagged horizon, a faint hum of success filled the room. Lights stabilized across the colony, and the signals became clearer. A series of strange shapes and patterns appeared on the console, moving like living diagrams. Marina studied them, amazed. They're trying to tell us something. They need help, not conflict. Eli nodded. And we can help. We just need to be precise. For the first time, Marina allowed herself to relax slightly. In the young engineer beside her, she saw not just potential, but partnership. Together, they could face the unknown, solve problems that seemed impossible, and maybe even make a real difference. The team spent the next hours exploring the colony. They discovered evidence of a once thriving community, now abandoned in haste. Tools were left on workbenches, personal items scattered, and a strange network of energy conduits running beneath the colony's surface. Clearly the source of the alien signals. Eli's analysis revealed something unexpected. The aliens' energy network was unstable, but it could be synchronized with human technology. If successful, it could save the colony or allow humans and aliens to communicate safely for the first time. Marina's heart beat faster. This is unprecedented, she said. We're not just rescuing a colony. We're standing at the edge of first contact. Eli smiled, exhaustion in his eyes but determination still shining through. And we'll do it. Together. That evening, as the sun set behind the jagged mountains, Marina walked back to the shuttle bay. Eli followed, carrying tools and equipment. They moved side by side, comfortable in the silence. Marina spoke softly, almost to herself. Too young, perhaps, but capable, brave, brilliant. Eli glanced at her, catching the words, but said nothing. He understood. Age didn't matter. What mattered was courage, skill, and heart, the things that defined humanity at its best. As the Astra Solis hovered silently above, waiting to bring them home, Marina and Eli both felt a quiet certainty. This mission, this strange planet, and these first steps into the unknown would mark the beginning of something extraordinary not just for them, but for humanity itself. And for the first time, Marina realized that she didn't need to hold him back. She needed to trust him. Together, they were ready to face whatever the void could throw at them. The planet stretched beneath the shuttle like a forgotten jewel, its rocky mountains rising sharply against the thin, colored sky. The team had stabilized some of the colony's systems, but much remained a mystery. Strange energy readings pulsed beneath the surface, almost like a heartbeat. But the patterns were irregular and alien. Captain Marina Voss stood at the edge of one of the domed structures, scanning the horizon. "It's too quiet," she said softly. "A colony shouldn't be silent like this." Eli Kale, carrying a portable scanner, crouched near her side. "I agree. The signals we fixed are stable now. But they're incomplete. Something is missing." "Missing?" Marina asked. Eli tapped his scanner. "The energy network doesn't match any human patterns completely. Whoever, or whatever, built this, left parts of it inactive. It's like they're waiting for something." Rena, following closely behind, frowned. "Waiting for what? Who?" Marina shook her head. "We'll find out soon enough. Keep your eyes open. The last thing we need is to make assumptions in uncharted territory." The team moved through the deserted corridors of the colony. Dust covered the floors, and lights flickered intermittently. Tools and supplies lay scattered, abandoned as if the residents had left in a hurry. The air was clean but cold, carrying the faint smell of ozone from the failing energy systems. Eli stopped in front of a console. This system. It's different. Someone, maybe the colony's original residents, was trying to connect with another species. Marina leaned closer. Another species? Yes, Eli replied. The energy signatures are not human. They're intelligent, but unfamiliar. I think they were trying to communicate. Marina studied the console, impressed by Eli's observation. His mind had a way of seeing connections where others would see confusion. She realized again that he was more than capable. Suddenly, the floor beneath them vibrated lightly. The team froze. The colony's energy conduits pulsed brighter in response, casting shifting shadows across the walls. Careful, Marina whispered. Stay calm. We don't know what this is. Eli adjusted his scanner, trying to interpret the signal. It's not hostile, he said. But it's alive. At least the system seems aware of our presence. The team moved forward, exploring a long corridor that led to the heart of the colony. There, they found a massive chamber, the central hub of the energy network. The walls glowed with strange lines of light, and in the center was a circular platform, almost like a control room for the alien network. Marina stepped onto the platform, her eyes scanning the strange symbols etched into the floor. This is incredible, she said. It's unlike anything we've seen before. Eli knelt beside a smaller console, analyzing the energy flow. If I can synchronize this with our systems, we could stabilize the entire colony. But it's delicate. One wrong move, and the network could shut down completely. Rena stepped closer. We've come this far. Do it. Eli nodded. He connected his portable equipment to the alien console, carefully matching frequencies and rerouting power. Lights pulsed rhythmically, like a living organism awakening after a long sleep. Marina watched him work, her heart pounding. She had trusted him in dangerous situations before, but this was something new. His youth didn't matter here. What mattered was intelligence, focus, and courage. Minutes passed, and the network responded. The energy lines stabilized, creating a smooth flow throughout the colony. A soft hum filled the chamber, resonating through the walls. It's working, Eli said quietly, his eyes shining with excitement. The network is alive, and it's responding to us. Marina smiled faintly. Excellent work, Eli. You've done something remarkable. Just as they were beginning to explore the newly stabilized network, a new set of signals appeared. They were faster, more complex than anything Eli had seen. The patterns moved like a conversation, as if the network itself were speaking. Eli frowned. These are deliberate. They're trying to tell us something. But I can't fully decode it yet. Marina crossed her arms, studying the lights. Then we'll take it step by step. We came here to help, and that's exactly what we're going to do. The team spent hours tracing the signals. Eli worked tirelessly, connecting human technology with the alien network. Slowly, patterns became recognizable images of structures, symbols, and even simple representations of people. It was a message, a history, and a call for help all at once. They weren't abandoned, Eli said finally. They were trapped. The energy network, it's holding them. Some kind of containment system. They weren't fleeing. They were caught. Marina's eyes widened. Caught? How? I don't know yet, Eli admitted. But if we can stabilize the network fully, we might be able to free them, or at least communicate directly with them. The gravity of the situation settled over the team. They weren't just exploring a colony. They were on the brink of first contact with another intelligent species. The stakes were enormous. Rena looked uneasy. Do we even know if this is safe? Marina placed a hand on her shoulder. We won't know until we try. But we've already stabilized part of the system. Step by step, carefully, we can succeed. Eli continued his work, rerouting energy and synchronizing frequencies. Lights danced across the chamber, forming patterns that seemed to pulse in response to their presence. Slowly, a holographic projection emerged in the center of the room. The image was faint at first, but gradually sharpened into a humanoid figure, unlike any human. Its skin glowed with soft energy, its eyes bright and curious. The figure raised a hand in greeting. Marina took a careful step forward. "They're alive," she whispered. "Somehow, they're alive." Eli nodded, his fingers flying across the console. "They've been trapped within the energy network, preserved but unable to interact. We can communicate with them now." The alien figure moved gracefully, its gestures forming simple patterns. Eli translated the energy signals into images and text on his tablet. The message became clear. The colony had been experimenting with energy networks capable of interstellar communication. A sudden failure had trapped them within their own system. They needed help to stabilize it and return to their physical forms. Marina's heart raced. "Then we're going to help them. Step by step, we'll fix this." The next several hours were filled with careful work. Eli and Rena synchronized human and alien systems, while Marina coordinated the team and monitored the colony's structural integrity. Slowly, the trapped beings began to regain form, their energy coalescing into physical presence. It was a delicate process. One wrong calculation could destabilize everything. But Eli's brilliance and the team's teamwork ensured progress. Finally, the last being returned to full form, stepping from the projection into the chamber. They looked around, blinking at the new environment, and then focused on Marina and her team. There was no fear in their eyes, only gratitude and curiosity. Marina took a deep breath. "You're safe now," she said softly. "We're here to help." The aliens responded with a series of gestures and light patterns, which Eli quickly translated. They expressed thanks, explained their experiments, and revealed that they had been isolated for decades. Humans were the first outsiders to reach them. Marina turned to Eli, a proud smile on her face. "You did it. You made the connection." Eli shook his head, a modest smile on his lips. "We did it, together." For the first time, Marina realized the truth of his words from earlier. Age didn't matter. Courage, intelligence, and heart were what made a difference. Eli had proven himself not only as a brilliant engineer, but as a partner who could face the unknown with calm and creativity. As the team prepared to leave the colony for the night, the aliens guided them to the control room. The network was stable now, the trapped beings safe. Marina looked at Eli, and without words, they both understood. Humanity had taken its first real step into an alien world, and the future held endless possibilities. The Astra Solis hovered above, waiting to bring them home. But for Marina, Eli, and the rest of the team, the mission had become more than a rescue. It had become a lesson in trust, ingenuity, and the power of human determination. And for Eli, standing beside the captain he had earned the respect of, he felt the truth of his own belief. Age didn't matter. What mattered was courage, creativity, and the willingness to reach for the stars together. The stars beyond the dome seemed brighter than ever, and Marina knew that whatever challenges awaited, humanity was ready. The colony had been stabilized, but Marina Voss knew their mission was far from over. The aliens they had rescued were still weak, their energy forms flickering occasionally. The planet itself seemed unstable. Subtle tremors ran through the ground, and the colony's energy network occasionally pulsed erratically. Something was still wrong. Marina stood at the edge of the central dome, watching the alien figures move gracefully among their restored systems. "Eli," she called. "What's causing these fluctuations?" Eli Kale crouched by a console, eyes scanning the energy readings. "It's unusual," he said. "The alien network is connected to planetary energy flows. The planet's core is unstable, and it's affecting the entire system. If we don't stabilize it, the colony could fail again." Marina frowned. "How do we fix it?" Eli tapped the console, his fingers moving with practiced speed. "We can enhance their system using our technology. But it's risky. The network is delicate. Too much power, and it could overload." Too little, and it won't stabilize. Marina nodded. Then we do it carefully, step by step. She glanced at Rena and Jalen, who were monitoring structural sensors and assisting Eli with the preparations. Humanity has always faced challenges like this. We adapt. We survive. And we solve problems others might see as impossible. Eli looked at her, a small smile on his face. I'm ready. I'm ready. For the next several hours, the team worked tirelessly. Eli designed a hybrid energy stabilizer that could interface with both human and alien systems. It was a delicate piece of engineering. A combination of human technology, alien energy patterns, and Eli's own innovative ideas. Rena assisted him, carefully following his instructions. It's incredible, she said. I never thought we could adapt alien technology this quickly. Eli shrugged modestly. It's not just the technology. It's the way we work together. Humanity has always done things that others thought were impossible. We see problems as challenges to overcome, not as limits. Marina observed the team, pride swelling in her chest. Eli's words captured the essence of what she had always believed. Humans were extraordinary because of their courage, creativity, and determination. And now, they were proving it again. Finally, the stabilizer was ready. Eli connected it to the main console, aligning its output with the alien network. The energy lines pulsed, and for a moment, the entire colony trembled. Stand back, Eli warned. The stabilizer hummed, glowing softly. Lights traveled through the energy conduits, spreading across the colony like flowing rivers. The aliens watched intently, their forms shimmering with a soft, steady light. Slowly, the tremors stopped. The energy network settled into a steady rhythm. The colony had been saved, not by chance, but by human ingenuity and teamwork. Marina exhaled, relief washing over her. You did it, she said, turning to Eli. We did it together. Eli smiled. It's amazing what humans can do when we're willing to learn and adapt. The aliens moved closer, their gestures forming patterns that Eli quickly translated. They expressed gratitude, admiration, and curiosity. Humans had solved a problem that had stumped them for decades. Their systems were restored, their people safe, and their future suddenly brighter. Marina stepped forward. You see, she said to the aliens, humans face challenges head-on. We learn, we adapt, and we work together. That is what makes us strong. The aliens responded with a gesture that Eli interpreted as agreement. We see it, he said. Your species, you are extraordinary. Marina glanced at Eli. He had proven himself not just in skill, but in courage and leadership. His youth no longer mattered. What mattered was his mind, his heart, and his determination to help. As the day turned to night, the team rested briefly. The colony's systems were stable, and the aliens were recovering. But Marina knew this was just the beginning. Their success had not only saved the colony, it had also opened the door to first contact with an entirely new civilization. The next morning, Eli continued his work on the energy network, refining the stabilizer and ensuring it could maintain balance independently. Marina and Rena assisted him, observing patterns and documenting the network's responses. Suddenly, a warning signal appeared on Eli's console. Captain, he called. There's a sudden spike in energy readings near the planet's core. If it continues, it could destabilize everything again. Marina frowned. Then we go to the source. We can't wait. The team prepared for a descent toward the planet's core. A daring mission that required precision and coordination. They donned protective suits and entered a reinforced shuttle designed for extreme environments. Eli piloted while Marina monitored readings from the bridge, giving instructions as necessary. As they approached the core, the magnitude of the challenge became clear. Streams of unstable energy flowed in chaotic patterns, threatening to overwhelm the shuttle's shields. The chamber they needed to reach was surrounded by volatile energy conduits. "Eli, we need a plan," Marina said, her voice steady. "I have one," he replied. "We'll use the hybrid stabilizer to interface directly with the planetary core's energy field. I can reroute the excess energy through the shuttle and into the colony's network. It's risky, but it should stabilize the system." Marina nodded. "Do it." Eli carefully activated the stabilizer, its energy flowing through the shuttle and into the planet's core. The ground trembled, and the energy conduits pulsed violently. For a moment, it seemed as if everything might collapse, but then the system began to respond. The chaotic energy smoothed, flowing steadily through the network. The tremors ceased, and the core stabilized. Marina exhaled, a triumphant smile spreading across her face. "It worked." Eli smiled, his face lit by the stabilizer's glow. "We did it." On story. The aliens, observing the stabilization from the colony, responded with gestures of profound gratitude. Their light forms shimmered in celebration, expressing a mixture of relief and admiration. For the first time, they seemed to understand human determination not just as a concept, but as a force that could accomplish extraordinary things. Marina addressed the team. "This is why humanity can thrive in the universe. We face challenges that seem impossible. We adapt, we innovate, and we never give up." Eli nodded. "It's not about age, rank, or experience alone. It's about courage, creativity, and the willingness to act." Marina looked at him, pride in her eyes. "You've proven that, Eli. And I think you've shown everyone aboard the Astra Solis exactly what humans are capable of." The team spent the next hours working with the aliens to ensure the network's long-term stability. They exchanged knowledge, shared ideas, and learned from each other. What had begun as a simple rescue mission had transformed into a historic collaboration between humans and an alien species, showcasing the ingenuity, resilience, and heart that defined humanity. As the team prepared to return to the Astra Solis, Marina looked at Eli. "You've earned my respect," she said quietly. "Your age doesn't matter. Your talent, your courage, and your heart do." Eli smiled, a mixture of relief and pride in his expression. "Thank you, Captain. I just did what I thought needed to be done." Marina nodded. "And in doing so, you've reminded me and everyone here why humanity can achieve greatness. Age doesn't define us. Our choices do." As the shuttle lifted from the colony and ascended toward the Astra Solis, Marina gazed out at the planet below. The lights of the restored colony pulsed gently, a symbol of hope, ingenuity, and the power of human determination. Eli sat beside her, quietly observing. For the first time, he allowed himself a moment of pride. They had saved a civilization, stabilized a world, and demonstrated the potential of human innovation, and Marina knew that this mission was only the beginning. Humanity had proven itself capable of great things, and with courage, intelligence, and heart, there was no limit to what they could achieve. The stars stretched endlessly before them, and the Astra Solis sailed steadily onward, carrying its crew toward new challenges, new discoveries, and the boundless possibilities of the universe. For Marina, Eli, and the rest of the team, the lesson was clear. Humanity's strength lay not in numbers, age, or experience alone, but in courage, ingenuity, and the determination to rise to any challenge. And as the shuttle joined the Astra Solis, the human crew knew one thing for certain. The galaxy had never seen anything like them before, and it was only just beginning to understand the force that was humanity. The Astra Solis glided silently through the starry void, its hull gleaming faintly under the distant light of nearby suns. The crew had returned from the planet with the stabilized colony behind them, and the aliens now able to communicate fully were beginning to share their knowledge with humanity. For Captain Marina Voss, the mission had been more than a rescue. It had been a revelation of what humans could achieve. Yet, as she stood on the bridge, staring at the endless expanse. Marina knew their work was not complete. The aliens' energy network had been stabilized, but it was fragile. One misstep in handling the interface could cause cascading failures. And, she realized, the galaxy held challenges far greater than any single planet or colony. Eli Kale approached her, carrying a tablet filled with energy readings from the alien systems. "Captain," he said, "the network is holding, but there's potential for expansion. We could link this system to others, creating interstellar communication networks across entire star clusters." Marina raised an eyebrow. "Potential is one thing. Control is another. Can it be done safely?" Quote. Eli smiled faintly. "With careful calibration, yes. Humanity has never been afraid to reach beyond what we know. We learn. We adapt. We find solutions where others see impossibilities." Marina's chest swelled with pride. She had watched him grow from a brilliant but inexperienced young engineer into a leader capable of navigating unknown systems. Age had not defined him. Courage and ingenuity had. The next few days were filled with intense work. Eli led a small team of engineers, working with the aliens to enhance their energy network while ensuring the planetary systems remained stable. Marina oversaw operations, coordinating between human and alien teams, and monitoring the long-term effects of their adjustments. For the first time, humans and aliens collaborated directly, exchanging knowledge and ideas. The aliens marveled at the creativity of human technology, particularly the hybrid stabilizer that Eli had designed. It was a bridge between worlds, and it worked. "This is incredible," one alien said through the translation interface. "Your species. You adapt so quickly. You learn and improve. You face challenges with boldness." Marina nodded. "It's what humanity does. We don't give up. We see problems as opportunities, not obstacles." Eli glanced at her. "And we do it together. That's the key." Marina allowed herself a small smile. Together. Words that had felt risky at first now carried truth. Humanity's strength was in connection, ingenuity, and courage. Suddenly, a warning alarm echoed through the bridge. Eli's tablet lit up with fluctuating energy readings from deep within the colony's network. "Captain, there's a surge in the planetary core. If it reaches peak instability, it could undo everything we've done." Marina leaned over the console. "How fast is it spreading?" "Very quickly," Eli replied, tapping the screen. "We need to act immediately, or the entire network could collapse." Marina straightened, her voice firm. "Then we act. Assemble a response team. We're going in." The team suited up and boarded a reinforced shuttle. Marina piloted, while Eli coordinated adjustments from a portable control station aboard the shuttle. The aliens followed in protective energy pods, trusting the humans to guide them safely through the unstable planetary environment. As the shuttle descended, the tremors grew stronger. Streams of energy pulsed chaotically, illuminating the rocky surface with flashes of brilliant light. The hybrid stabilizer thrummed, struggling to channel excess energy without overload. "Keep steady," Marina shouted over the hum of the shuttle's engines. "Eli, tell me exactly what to do." Eli's fingers flew across the control panel. "We need to redirect half of the surge into the colony's secondary conduits. Then, we'll synchronize it with the stabilizer output. Timing is critical. One mistake, and the entire system collapses." Marina adjusted the shuttle's position, following his instructions with precision. Tremors shook the craft, but the stabilizer began to absorb the excess energy, gradually calming the storm. Below them, the aliens' energy forms pulsed in rhythm with the network, assisting indirectly by resonating with the stabilized conduits. Humanity and aliens were working together as one. Minutes stretched like hours. Sweat ran down Eli's face as he fine-tuned every parameter, recalibrating circuits and energy flow. Marina gritted her teeth, holding the shuttle steady, trusting his instincts. Then, slowly, the chaos began to subside. The tremors lessened, energy lines smoothed, and the planetary core's fluctuations stabilized. A collective sigh of relief swept through the shuttle. "We did it," Eli shouted, his face lighting up. "The network is stable. The colony is secure." Marina exhaled, a smile spreading across her face. "Excellent work, Eli. You've done it again," he shrugged modestly. "We did it together." The shuttle returned to the colony's surface. Marina stepped out into the stabilized environment, looking at the aliens who were now fully restored, moving freely among their systems. They expressed gratitude through gestures and the shimmering of their energy forms. It was more than thanks, it was respect, recognition that humans had risen to a challenge others might have considered impossible. Marina turned to Eli, her expression softening. "You've proven something important," she said. "Age doesn't define a person. Talent, courage, and heart do." Eli smiled, a faint blush on his cheeks. "Thank you, Captain. I just did what I had to do." Marina shook her head, smiling. "And in doing so, you've reminded me why humanity is capable of greatness. We reach for the stars. We face challenges. And we never give up." For a moment, the two stood quietly, watching the colony hum with life and energy. It was a symbol of what humans could achieve: innovation, determination, and partnership. Not just among humans, but across species and civilizations. As the day faded, the Astra Solis prepared to leave orbit. Marina and Eli walked together to the observation deck, gazing at the stars stretching endlessly beyond the viewport. "Do you ever wonder?" Eli said quietly. "What's out there? Beyond the stars we know? Beyond what we can see?" Marina smiled. "Every day. And that's why we keep exploring. That's why we push ourselves. Humanity's place isn't just here, it's everywhere we can reach. And together, we can accomplish more than any one person, no matter their age, could alone." Eli nodded, feeling the truth of her words. I understand now. Age doesn't matter. What matters is courage, heart, and the willingness to act." Marina glanced at him, a faint warmth in her eyes. "You've learned that lesson well, and you've taught it to everyone here too." The stars shimmered around them, reflecting on the deck's glass. The universe was vast, full of mysteries, dangers, and wonders, but humanity had taken its first steps into a new era of exploration and cooperation. And the courage of one young engineer, alongside his captain and their team, had made all the difference. Marina turned her gaze forward. "The galaxy is waiting," she said softly, "and we'll face it, as humans always do together." Eli smiled, feeling a sense of pride and possibility he had never known before. "Together," he echoed. The Astra Solis lifted from orbit, stars streaming past in long, brilliant streaks. Humanity had proven itself not just capable of survival, but capable of greatness. They had faced the unknown, adapted, and triumphed. The aliens would remember this day, but so would the humans, who had risked everything to help them. And for Marina and Eli, the journey had brought more than success, it had brought understanding, trust, and a quiet connection born of shared courage and determination. The stars were endless, but they were ready. Humanity was ready. And so, with hearts full of hope and minds filled with determination, the Astra Solis sailed onward into the vast unknown, carrying the legacy of human ingenuity, courage, and the enduring truth that age is never a barrier to greatness or love.